Now we're going to look at some of the collaborative tools available within Cubase that allow you to connect with people wherever they may be. These include things like Vst Connect, Transit, and also SoundCloud integration. Let's look at Vst Connect. We've got the Vst Connections window here before we've set everything up, and we've got the input and output channels as you would normally see them. Now if you go into Vst Cloud and Vst Connect and choose Create Vst Connect, it will create a series of input and output routings ready for the session. You can see the web camera view at the bottom of that window there as well. Now if we go back into Vst Connections, you'll see that there are ins and outs which allow us to route audio to the performer, including that as yet unassigned talkback routing, and then we've got cue routing as well, where we can actually set up a cue mix ready to send to the performer, which can be actually separate to the main output mix should we choose to do so. And on the input side, we have the Vst Connect routing for routing audio back into our Cubase session, and we'll be looking at that shortly. Let's open the Vst Connect editor and get the session started. In the network logon section, we put a name which is exclusive to our side of the session. I'll call it Cubase Test. And then once we've done this, press on the icon and it will give you this number. And this number is what the performer needs to type in their end to get the session started. Here we have a session in place. We have a drum break running in the background, our performer there checking in with us via the webcam view on their iPad, and you can see in the small window at the bottom of that video view we have the producer, myself, and I can communicate with the performer via the talkback mic, and I can adjust things like the talkback level to performer and various other settings which allow us to tweak the mix that they hear, the levels, including reverb on their performance and things like that, and do all of that remotely. So it allows you to control things in quite a in-depth way. I can now click record on the performer track, so it's routing in the audio from the performer, and I'm now recording that live straight into the track in Cubase. The performer is hearing the drum loop that's playing in sync with their performance, and I'm recording it and it's being time aligned correctly for the performance this end. So in effect, it's like having a performer in the room. Transit, which comes with Cubase, is a cloud-based project management tool, and this allows you to work on a track simultaneously with other people. They can make updates, you can make updates, and these are all shared within the cloud. Here we have Vst Transit, and it's found in the Vst Cloud menu, as with Vst Connect, but it's a somewhat different beast in the sense that it allows you to collaborate on projects remotely, but it's not really designed for real-time interaction. So what you've got is a way of, in effect, uploading projects to the cloud, sharing them with other users, allowing them to make changes. This means you're not constantly uploading the full project, you're just updating changes you've made, deletions, so it synchronizes the whole process in a relatively fluid way. If you go in and create the project here, you'll see that it then creates a project in the cloud and it lists all the different tracks underneath. And you can see that these can be visible in the project or not. Do you want to upload them as well? And so on. So you can have a certain amount of control over what is actually synchronized into the cloud and what can be made available for changing. Once you've opened the project at your end, you can also press the Synchronize Project button once you've made any changes, and it'll send those updates to the cloud. So you can add friends here, and these in effect are the people you're going to collaborate with. And you can add those friends to a project, and then it becomes a shared project and allows them to make changes to the project. Of course, they can add you to projects that they're working on, and you can filter the various projects in this window, so you can just see your own private projects, so ones that you've in effect synchronized to the cloud and no one else is actually working on. Shared projects where you're actually working with other people and you've instigated that project, so you're the project owner in effect. And then also the friend shared projects where they are the owner of the project. And it's all pretty straightforward. So I make some changes, upload them to the cloud just by pressing that sync project button, and the people you're collaborating with can do exactly the same thing. Finally, SoundCloud integration is a great way of sharing your mixes. So the final part of the online functionality in Cubase is the SoundCloud integration. If we go into the export menu and choose audio mixdown, and what I can do is actually choose the file to be mixed down as I would do normally, but there's this post-processing option. So this in effect is any processing that happens after the file has been mixed down. I can open in WaveLab, but also upload to SoundCloud. If I go ahead and do this, it'll export the audio in the normal way. So if it specifies to create a track in Cubase, it will also do that. It will be saved in the folder I specified in that original menu. But once this has happened, it will then go straight to your web browser, and it will give you then the option to log in and link Cubase with your SoundCloud account. If you've done that already, then it'll actually upload it to your SoundCloud account automatically. So those are some of the collaborative tools available in Cubase. Next, we'll be looking at mixing and monitoring and trying to bring everything together and make it sound as good as possible.